Hi all, Elaine here from MRE Studio Designs, and since we have St. Patrick's Day coming up, I thought we'd do some four-leaf clovers. So for this tutorial, there's the list of tools needed, and we will also have the websites at the bottom of the tutorial. So we're going to start out with two pieces of translucent clay. One is rolled out to a number 3 on our pasta machine, and the other one is at a number 7 on our pasta machine. So we're going to also use some alcohol ink. So we have the Rainforest Green, Rich Gold. These are all Pinata colors. We have Baja Blue, and we have Sunbright Yellow. Now later on, I'm also going to add some white to that. So with the sheet that is rolled out on the number 7, we're going to make some strips, and it really doesn't matter what size strips, it's totally up to you. We're going to be adding the alcohol inks to this. And once we have our strips cut out, we're going to put them on a plain white piece of paper, basically so we don't get ink all over the desk. And we're going to use not only the strips, but any scraps we have left over as well. And we put our alcohol inks in a little palette, so it'll be easy to mix them because we want several different shades of green. So I'm starting out with the darkest shade of green. And we're going to put a stripe on each of the pieces that we have on our paper. And you can make these stripes as narrow or as wide as you like, or put them on the ends or in the middle or wherever you feel like it. It's really up to you. And once we have all the dark green on, then we're going to start mixing our colors to make other shades of green and add those as well. Once we have added all the different shades of green that we like, we're also going to add some mica powders. Now, as far as all the green goes, we also added some of the gold. So those you could put anywhere you feel like it. It's totally random. There's no specific way to do this. Just get some and put it on these little sheets. Now, once we're done with that, as I said, we're going to add some mica powders. This particular green actually came out of a set of nail art. And we're just going to add that any place we want to. I wasn't sure how this was going to come out. I wasn't positive if it would come out looking like a stone or if it would look like art glass, but this is totally an experiment for me. This is the first time I'm doing this. And this is a second shade. It's apple green. I'm not quite sure if I remember where I got that from, but I'll try and find out. And we're going to add that wherever we want some different color green. This is our second tutorial that we've made. We have one other out there, and I'm planning on making tutorials every few days. So once that's all done, we go back to our the sheet that's on the number 3 on the pasta machine, excuse me, and I started folding the strips because I didn't want them in a complete straight line, and I figured if I pleated them like this, then I can twist them and turn them and put them anywhere I want to. You can do this part folded, you could do it straight lines, you can overlap them, do whatever is best for you. And I did this until I filled the entire sheet with the folded pieces of the translucent clay with the alcohol inks on it. And once I was done with that, I covered it with a very thin piece of translucent clay. And now we have to burnish it down to make it flat. So I put a piece of wax paper over that. And with my roller, started pressing down on it to make it flat, get the little air bubbles out, just the best as I could. We did it going one way and then turned it and rolled it the other way. We don't want to stretch this out too much, we just want to make it very flat. I turned it, did it again. Once I finished with that, I took the wax paper off. And decided to burnish it again with some plain white paper. Trying to get no lumps in it, trying to get it as flat as I can, smooth as I can. Not forgetting to do the edges and the corners. And there was couple little bubbles still left in there, little wrinkles. So we're going to burnish it one more time. All the way across, getting the corners, getting the edges. And we're satisfied that it's flat enough and there's no air bubbles in it. Now it's time to cut out our pieces, and I'm using a small heart-shaped cutter for this, for the leaves. I got the cutter, I think it was at Michael's in their bake shop. It's part of Cookie Cutter. Came with about 6 different pieces to it, 6 different sizes. One side is flat and the other side is ruffled, and I liked it a lot. So we cut out our 4 leaves because we're doing a 4-leaf clover. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the rest of it, but I didn't want to pick the whole thing up so that it would stay on the tile. So I'm just bringing up under the hearts. Now for the earrings, I had a smaller heart and I did the same process with the earrings. 4 hearts for the 4-leaf clovers, just a lot smaller. Okay, so once we have the pieces cut out, we're going to make sure we don't have any crumbs around the edges, and then we're going to put our pieces together. And we're going to push them against each other pretty well so we make sure that they all stick, because we're not putting another backing on this. This is going to be it. Press them down nicely, and then we're going to burnish them to get rid of any fingerprints. And I'm also going to cut out a little circle for the center of the 4-leaf clover. I'm sorry that was off camera, but it was just one of those little punches. Now at this point I decided it needed a stem on it, So I'm going to take a piece of the scrap off of where I cut the hearts and just make a little triangle for the stem. And I will cut off the little excess at the bottom, and that's going to be our stem. We're going to make a little room for it. And we're just going to slide it right in there. I'm pressing everything down so everything sticks together well. I'm just taking our blade and just shaping the bottom a little bit and making sure everything is where I want it to be. Now to add a little detail, we take a little needle tool and we're going to just press into the leaves just to give them a little more detail. I do that to each one. Now, if you want to, you can put embellishments on it. You can add anything. Either I made a different one with a stone in the middle, a little rhinestone. Totally up to you. You can put mica powder over the top of it if you want to. There's a lot of different things you can do. It's no wrong or right to this, just whatever you like. So I'm just separating that a little bit with my silicone tool and making sure my edges are still nice and straight and flat. And then we put it in the oven at the manufacturer's 275 degrees for 30 minutes because it is our only bake. Now, I did decide that it needed a little bit of something, so I'm going to outline it with some gold paint. This is acrylic paint pen. They're pretty readily available either on Amazon or Michael's or Hobby Lobby, wherever you get your craft supplies from. And very easy to use. I liked it a lot. So I did all around the edges, and I also outlined the leaves themselves just to give it a little something. And this is what they looked like when they were done. And out of that same sheet, I was able to get some other pieces and a few cabochons. So thank you for watching, and if you like it, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll have more soon.